Hey guys, it's Maxie here and welcome to another episode of the AEW save on TEW2020. Of course, be reminded that's 2 episodes, as in this week's Dynamite and next week's Dynamite, as we head to our next pay-per-view, which is AEW Full Gear, which is on the second week, I believe, of November. So we got to get that card put together pretty sharpish. Then it'll be quite a lengthy break, because I think the end of year show I'm just going to make as the 4th week of December, and maybe even give that another kind of finale type vibe. So hopefully a good show here. We'll see how it goes down. So as always, thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed what you see, usual stuff to get social. If you want to buy the game, get some mods, check some other content creators, please use the links in the description below. That aside, let's crack on. So, to explain obviously the kind of things that are happening here, obviously we had quite a few rematches at the last event and we obviously not have that happening going forward. So what I've decided to do is, the main event tonight of Cody versus Pac. This is just kind of like your usual intro you would get to Dynamite, where it would kind of pop up and you're just like, oh cool, this is kind of matches we're getting. So I get 67 with those over. So that's going to be our main event tonight. We started off with About the Had, good heat and decent wrestling, and after the ambush at Out of Control, remembered what it's called, Santana and Ortiz defeat SCU in 7:56 when Santana pinned Frankie Kazarian. So a 55, bit of storyline continuity there with them getting the win over SCU. Reason this was overbooked was this was our Mayhem match, so you have to have one. So I feel like this is the one that could kind of deal with it, basically. Next up, we had a bout that had a decent reaction from the crowd in subpar wrestling. Nikki Storm defeats Penelope Ford in 9:26 with a perfect storm. Again, just Nikki giving every opportunities to have matches against her. A good 52 here. Fans weren't particularly thrilled to see Penelope Ford, but a good win and a good showcase for Penelope Ford, continuing the great momentum of Nikki Storm. Next up, we had an extremely short match that saw the team of Brody Lee and the, well, member of the Dark Order, but you know, someone that's kind of there reluctantly, Darby Allin, as they defeated Michael Nakazawa and Brandon Cutler in 12:31 when Brody Lee pinned Brandon Cutler with a running big boot. In terms of in-ring work, Darby Allin was head and shoulders above the rest, so a 58 there. Simple squash match in a couple of minutes, but yeah, just carries on adding a bit more fuel to the fire between Brody Lee and Darby Allin. Next up, just basically a promo here where it's kind of like, you know, Darby's still kind of reluctant, they really want to be with the Dark Order, etc. And Brody kind of pushing him around the 73. You could say it kind of tells you what's going to go down, but anyway, you got a build to it. Next up, in a decent matchup, we had Sammy Guevara defeat Colt Cabana in 10:13 with a free 6:30, even more impressive. At 64, Sammy's obviously very talented, someone that has at this moment in time in game kind of cool momentum, so an experienced veteran like Colt Cabana would certainly be someone that could put him back in the W column, so a win for Sammy. It's not really like hyping a match up with Jericho. This promo was just kind of like, Chris, come back. The Inner Circle needs you. I need you. We can still do great things together as the Inner Circle. So a promo there. And that is a 63 from Sammy Guevara. Next up, with a matchup with good heat and decent wrestling, had Hangman Page defeat Alex Shelley in 9:07 with Adam's Apple. Continue to gain momentum on the side of Hangman Page, a great victory over Kenny Omega, fair enough, via dubious means. At 66 though, these guys didn't click together, which is a shame because I thought they'd be quite good together, but it is what it is, and Hangman continues to gain momentum and continues to get more and more over as time goes on. And he then cuts a promo and Kenny just basically saying, you're a loser, I beat you, like nothing to do with you. We then had a decent matchup that saw Jake Hager defeat T-Hawk in 8:13 by submission with the Patriot Lock. Again, just giving some more momentum to Hager. Not as over in this save, so we need to build him up again. And that was a 63. Pretty good chemistry between them, boosted the matchup. Then with a promo from Jake Roberts and Lance Archer. And they were basically just berating everybody, saying, you saw what we've done to Christopher Daniels, we've retired him, he's done. Who's next to step forward to face the Murder Hawk? And that was a 72, a very, very strong promo there from Jake and Lance Archer. Then have a video recapping what took place at All Out of Control, and that was the beatdown and the decimation from Brian Cage and from Jacob Fatu, the Titans, against the Young Bucks, and that got a 64. And the matchup that we were looking to was a decent matchup that saw the Titans get the quick victory over Jungle Boy and Marco Stunt, a bit more believable if it's those two, and 5:46 when Brian Cage pinned Marco Stunt with machine termination. A 61. Still working that negative relationship between Brian Cage and Camille, that is what it is. But both of them are at 63 in terms of in-ring performance, so slowly but surely continuing to build them up. Quite a few negatives as well, which is a shame, but we'll get there. Next up, saw that main event. It was about that had fantastic heat and great wrestling, and it saw Cody defeat Pac in 2002 with a beautiful disaster. A 79 rated matchup, pretty decent main event. Cody picks up the win here, but why? But basically, after the match, Jon Moxley says he's faced many a guy. He's beat Shawn Spears, he's beat Brody Lee, he's beat Pac twice now. Even though Cody said himself he wasn't going to have a chance to become the world champion, he's going to give him one opportunity and one only at Full Gear. Jon Moxley v Cody for the championship. Cody's only chance. If he doesn't win it, Moxley gave him the chance. So that's booked in. Obviously, there'll be another couple matches. I've got 2 other written down so far, but obviously we've got 2 weeks to put the rest of the card together, and we'll see what we get. So only a 72, because yeah, a lot of the card wasn't particularly strong, which is a shame. We lose Pop in 9, but we gain Pop in 2 regions. So yeah, overall not a particularly strong show. We didn't really have that one big promo that usually is fantastic, which is a shame. But yeah, we'll get there. It's one of those saves like I'll happily speed through shows, but there's no rush to get to like a massive level. We'll just keep getting there. As I say, 73s. We actually could be closer to that than we think. We could maybe be, say, maybe February, March, and then we can start looking to expand to get to the bigger level above that. But yeah, no panic there. So before we get to part 2, see if there's anything there that directly affects us. Not particularly. The show was still getting a lot of praise, which is good to see. Drug Test 4000 and the 1.58 in terms of viewers. This week's AEW Dark saw Shawn Spears defeat QT Marshall with a promo with Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela. We had Indy Hartwell debuted with Brandy, just introducing her as the next women's wrestler on AEW. She's just going to build up on basically Dark until she's ready. So she defeats Yuka Sakazaki, Deonna Purrazzo over Killer Kelly, and then a promo from Dustin Rhodes. And then the main event was Cash Wheeler defeating Austin Gunn. So a good week this week for the Inner Circle. So that's part 1. We'll be back in a second with part 2. So our second episode comes from Erie, Pennsylvania, and we start off by hyping up our main event, which is between the number 1 contender and the champion Cody and Jon Moxley, and they'll be in action tonight as they take on Proud and Powerful Santana and Ortiz in what should be a blockbuster main event. Both babyfaces benefit from the groundswell of public support, and we get a solid 70 rating for the opening segment. First contest of the night was a decent matchup. It saw the Titans, Brian Cage and Jacob Fatu, defeat the Natural Nightmares, QT Marshall and Dustin Rhodes, in 7:31 when Brian Cage pinned QT Marshall with the machine termination. As you would expect, the usual kind of thing, with it being a mayhem match, the crowd won't particularly like that, but we do need it in our product. Segment got 48, but it is just again keeping up the momentum of Fatu and Brian Cage and their path of destruction. However, while they're celebrating their victory, Chuck Taylor is back from the hospital and his recovery and rehab from being ran down, and it's him, Orange Cassidy and Trent Beretta 3-on-2 as they get the beat down on Cage and Fatu. The Titans 51 here, your usual negative for Brian Cage and Camille, and Cassidy benefiting from the groundswell of public support. So not only the Titans get problems with best friends, but they also have problems with the Young Bucks. Next up in the women's division, it was a decent match that saw Nikki Storm defeat Killer Kelly in 8:27 with a perfect storm. Again, these ladies have great chemistry together, so we put them together to have a good match. A 59. And yeah, she's one of the few women in the division that doesn't have the vocal crowd against her, so it's looking promising for Killer Kelly, as what was only going to be like a development deal is giving her a good opportunity to progress into a decent contender. Next up, we had a decent match that saw Toni Storm defeat Tenille Dashwood in 8-12 with a strong 0. Both ladies not thrilled, the crowd weren't thrilled with either, but a 52 rated matchup, still good. Tenille getting better at her gimmick. The reason here is building up that momentum for Toni Storm. More into the women's division, and we had a bout that had not a lot of heat, terrible wrestling, and we had Priscilla Kelly defeating Yuka Sakazaki in 8-04 by submission with a Tilt-A-Whirl Dragon Sleeper. Just a 27, these two are considered enhancement talents by a crowd, but there is a reason why these two were placed together. They've got a long way to go, and it was a storytelling matchup, but when you put Priscilla, you've got others coming that will show that way. Sammy Guevara cuts a promo, and that was hyping up just basically the whole thing with Chris Jericho. He's just like, come on Chris, every week I'm telling you to come back. The inner circle will thrive, we just need our leader. So that was a 62 as he continues to try and get Jericho back. We then had Brody Lee after this, just talking to Darby Allin and just saying, you're now in the Dark Order, trust me, we will make your career great. And that was a 68. And they were in tag team action that saw Brody Lee and Darby Allin defeat the Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus in 10-23 when Darby Allin pinned Jungle Boy with a coffin drop following interference from the aforementioned a few segments ago, Priscilla Kelly. In terms of in-ring work, Darby Allin was head and shoulders above the rest. A 66, so not fantastic, but it's kind of showing, do you maybe trust us now that you're picking up these victories? And Darby Allin looked excellent out there, which is good to see. Next up in a decent matchup, Private Party defeated the Dark Order's Stu Grayson and Evil Uno in 9:46 when Mark Quinn submitted Stu Grayson. Don't know why they're all submission finishes, that's laziness by me. 61 here, Private Party with a good victory, excellent chemistry with them. It's all obviously down to what it leads to, which was Brody Lee joining in with Grayson and Uno to beat down the team of Private Party. 49, Darby Allin won, absolutely nothing to do with it, and Brody Lee's performance was fantastic. Next up, we're about to had good wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd, as we had Kenny Omega defeat Jack Evans in 11:50 with a one-winged angel. Simple matchup here, that was a steal the show I believe, yep, just to have a really good co-main event. I feel like Jack Evans and Angelico maybe a bit underutilised in AEW at the moment, but 77 is a good rating. They have great chemistry together, and Evans was off his game as well, so that could have been even better. Of course, this leads to Kenny in a promo on Hangman. 87, fantastic for Kenny. He's basically saying, you cheated, had to go low, typical Hangman fashion, but he'll make sure at Full Gear he's going to find a stipulation that's going to give them the opportunity to end this feud once and for all. Cody's promo then, just hyping up the stuff with Moxley, just saying he obviously respects John Moxley, he says appreciates this one-off opportunity that he's happy to take, but it means he has to be focused, he has to be ready for them, but he doesn't want, a weak John Moxley, he wants to face Moxley at his best, that's the AEW way, so he's going to give his all in this tag match against Santana and Ortiz, and that was an 86. And the match itself was an 80, it's not too bad. Super matchup, Cody and Moxley defeat Proud and Powerful when Cody pinned Santana in 14:03 with the Crossroads. Moxley carried the match in terms of in-ring performance. Moxley's 91 to Cody's 71. A 72 for Ortiz is really good and a 66 from Santana. But the 80's not too bad considering that was just a regular matchup between a guy at the top, a guy making his way at the top, and a very impressive tag team. They finish the show, they just basically shake hands, mutual respect, as they get ready for the Full Gear main event. So we finish our show at 77, which gets us popularity in 30 regions. That's a lot more than usual. We've basically extended deals all around. I'm going to be cancelling AEW Dark, it runs up in 4 weeks time, and what we're going to be doing is basically YouTubing to every other region AEW Dynamite, so at least those places are getting exposure, seeing some Dynamite, so once we go to large, we can then seek to try and get to Titanic, because that's going to take a an immense amount of time. But looking through the card, you see our 2 matches are made up at the top. Cody versus Moxley. We've got Omega versus Hangman. It's going to be obviously something between the Private Party and the Dark Order. Jericho's got his finger on it with Sammy Guevara, is Chris completely done? And then we've got this kind of thing where it is the Titans, the Young Bucks, Private Party, Best Friends, all kind of there, and kind of like that feud against the Titans. And Nikki Storm obviously is going to give the opportunity to Toni Storm to give them a good match at Full Gear. We'll jump back into the main screen just to see if anything else has happened in the wrestling world. Next episode, just to say it while we're loading, will be a 1 episode because it is a go-home show into a pay-per-view. So overall, Ade Davari and Jordan Devlin are a tag team. Apart from that, not a lot happening. Errol Hebner's retired from us, which is a shame. Nikki Storm is charismatic. The kid is a future star from Kenny Omega. And we had a 2.62. Not too bad rating there. Just want to quickly check. I will get rid of some of the morale issues, but I've got a bit of money now, so we'll seek to get rid of that. In terms of our TV rating, well, there you go. Look at that for a difference. Fair enough, we've got far more exposure across the world now, but yeah, just goes to show you it's going to make everything look a lot more impressive going forward. But everywhere, 73s and 72s across the board. Now obviously working in Canada. Mexico's got a long way to go. British Isles not too bad. Yeah, that might worry with Ireland and Wales actually, so I might need to look out for them. But as long as we're improving some places, and just to let you see broadcasting, so all those are kind of finishing. But you can see there Asia is one place, so Japan, Mexico are 2 places we'll be working on, and that's us trying to improve Canada as well. Obviously we're a bit limited in ITV4, but hopefully we'll get the likes of Ireland and Wales up to where we need it to be. My worry is in 6 months and 3 weeks time when that deal's over, where we go from there, but we'll see what happens. We might land on our feet, but the company's certainly in a good position right now. So that's it for this episode. Say next week's the go home show one, and then the episode after that will be Full Gear, and then we'll have actually quite a wee run of double episodes before we get to the pay-per-view in December. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. Let us know what you think, and until next time, take it easy, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.